on YouTube, so I request you guys to try it out and let me know how you like it in the comments. Let's get right into today's podcast. It's a short story. I hope you enjoy it. She wobbled to open the rusty handle. A massive grey head peeked out from behind the door. The protruding eyes could see a beaming young chap smiling his head off. Breaking the ice, the second lady introduced them to each other. "This is the boy I was telling you about." Miss P eyed the boy from head to toe with a transparent intention like that of an airport security guard. "Oh yes, welcome," she forced a smile. "How was your journey?" "Oh, it was fine," he fumbled. Awkward silence. Each looked at the other as if they were to take charge. The wind whistles by, and a dry leaf falls amongst the party. A pigeon's coo can be heard. It was a dry February day, with warm sunlight shining through the meticulously open window. Meticulous enough for the cool air to brush by, devoid of the harrowing Helmholtz resonance. Miss P, stepping out of the door, said, "This is the entrance to your new home," and she pointed towards the door. The lad looked at the door, intimidated, yet excited. She shuffled through a bunch of keys to end up with a decisive answer to the door in front of them. At least she thought so. The boy braced himself in anticipation, with absolute openness to what he could see in front of him. The old woman was unsuccessful in opening the Chamber of Secrets. The air started to get tense with anxiety. "It's a little rusty, but I know for a fact this is the key. I do." And like the script of a Nolan movie, just as she uttered the last word, the door cranked open. A pigeon resting on the window flapped its wings to safety. All around the room, there was a reminiscence of another's belongings. One could almost understand the stranger by the paintings on the wall, the deck of cards lying around, the artificial flower pot, the brown bedsheet, and the peculiarly decisive tiles in the bathroom. The boy let out an exasperated breath, as if in preparation. He scanned the room before stepping in and perusing through the cupboards, study table, bathroom, and a bedroom with certain acceptance in his eyes. He nodded his head in affirmation. He thought. Silence again. The hustle bustle of the city caused the layer of the dust to vibrate on all surfaces. Here's a list of nearby restaurants, grocery shops, pharmacies, and other numbers you might need. Miss P placed a piece of paper on the study table with numbers and names scribbled on it. "Thank you so much," the young man glimmered. The second lady excused herself. Miss P and the bloke looked at each other like a staring contest. She then retired to her apartment, and the young man took a deep breath and let out a sigh, as if to convince him what happened was real. He looked out of the window, and he saw waves crashing against the rocks. He looked further. As sunlight glistened to the window, he could see the concrete jungle, but it was all silent up in the room. The room was on the 27th floor. After unpacking and munching on a few leftovers from the flight, he laid down to get some rest. In the evening, he stepped down for a walk, and at the foot of the exit of the building, a security guard saluted the chap. The young man puffed his chest and nodded in concurrence. As soon as he stepped out of the building, he went back in. He stood in front of the simple yet elegantly uniformed guard. "Tim," the security guard beamed at the bloke. "What is your name, sir?" "Oh no, don't call me sir. I'm Eli." They exchanged grins, and the guard returned to his seat. Amused with the short conversation, Eli exited the building. Lo and behold, to his further amusement, Whiskey, a pure-bred 3-year-old golden retriever, welcomed Eli by jumping all over him. Delighted, he could feel the dopamine kicking in not only his brain but Whiskey's as well. After playing with him in the garden for a little bit, he continued his walk. Soon, he arrived to the shore that he could see from his room. He looked back in the general direction of where he came from, wondering which building his room was in. Walking along the rocky beach, he realized that home is where you station your body for the night. He could sleep on the beach and still call it that beach a home. His home. Home is not where comfort is, but just the current absence of discomfort. One may go out into the world, but when he returns back, he returns to his home, physically and mentally, where there is no unnecessary external stimuli to respond to. It is where he can be his home, physically, mentally, or otherwise. Interacting with people during the day may change his physiological and mental state, but once he returns home, he is himself. Although the said himself has also been generated after having ventured out into the world and conforming to what he deems fit. Each interaction, each decision, each day shapes him just a little more to own his himself. Even though his entire self may not be a result of all the interactions during the day, it might as well just be the cause of the same, the holistic culmination of which has an impact on the world. Through magical ways, we are interwoven into the world around us, through ways that are bigger, much, much bigger than us. Hence, the world as we know it now is the result of our own individual himselves. We each have a unique part to play in this conformity. There is no right or wrong, it just is. He stopped walking and looked up to see the sun. Now almost submerged into the waters, just beyond the horizon, the mesmerizing scatter of light amidst the pink-hued clouds deserved a stopping and staring. He could hear the birds chirping and the waves crashing against the shoreline, how each wave shaped each rock. He sat down on a bench nearby and closed his eyes. He could breathe in the salty air, hear the waves hypnotically crashing against the shoreline. The alarm rang. His mom hovered over his dreamy eyes. "Wake up, Eli," she said, alarmed. "Your flight leaves in 2 hours. Your new life is starting today, and you don't want to be late, do you?" That brings us to the end of the story. Thank you for listening. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe and follow for more. If you're watching on YouTube, please do consider commenting and letting me know how you liked it. And I'm always open for suggestions to talk on topics that you guys would like to listen to. And in the description box, I'll include my socials where you can contact me. Stay safe, take care, and see you in the next one.